What's up, tubers? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing. I bet you thought I forgot about Eufaula Lake in Oklahoma, but I didn't. It's just I bit off way more than I can chew. I've got Bugs Lake or Kerr Lake, which is massive, that I'm right in the middle of doing the video breakdowns for. We've got Eufaula Lake, which you guys know is massive as well. And then we've got Lake Chickamauga going on and Pickwick Lake. So those are all giant lakes. I have no idea why I decided to do them all at the same time. But don't worry, I will get through Eufaula someday. Tonight, we're going to focus on the northwest section of Lake Eufaula, that is Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma. And last time, if you remembered, we did the offshore hotspots for the eastern section, kind of the hotbed of Lake Eufaula, where a lot of people like to go fish on that eastern side. Today, we're going to actually focus on Highway 69, north and west of Highway 69. That's where we're going to focus tonight. Let's go see what we can find. Before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what we've been working on simplisticfishing.com. We've actually been working on a lot of breakdowns for the state of Oklahoma, so we've been hard at it. If you go out here to simplisticfishing.com, just go over here to the left-hand side, go to Oklahoma lakes, and once you do that, you'll go in here and you'll be able to see all the different lakes that we've done. Broken Bow's out there, Chimney Rock, Dripping Springs, Thunderbird, Grand Lake's out there, McGee Creek, Lake Murray, Ten Killer, Okmulgee, just a ton of different lakes out there, and we continue to add more and more each and every month, so make sure to go check it out. We probably have your hometown lake on there, or a lake that you fish in the tournaments, and these things can be very valuable in those situations. Let's go ahead and jump over now. Let's talk about the offshore hotspots for the northwest section. So we're really looking at north and west of Highway 69. Let's go. As I mentioned, we're going to actually focus on the north and the west side of Lake Eufaula. So if you missed any of the earlier breakdowns, we actually did this whole eastern section over here. And now tonight we're going to focus on this northwest side, and then we'll follow that up with this western section here of Highway 69 before we move on to the southern end of this lake. So we'll start on the eastern half here on this side. We'll focus on some of these major points in here, and then we'll work our way down the west side of the lake. Now, as you look over here, there's not too much going on right in here. There's a couple things back in here I do think you should take a look at. I probably should have put a mark here, but if you look right here, you've got a really good creek bed. And then you've got a really nice little point that comes out at 10 foot. So you got 10 foot here, 35 foot here, and 20 foot here. So that is going to be a pretty good spot to go look at. In fact, I should just go ahead and put the mark there, but I'll wait because it'll mess up my video. And then as we're moving over here, we kind of get out here more, mid-lake, I guess you could say, or main lake. If I zoom this back, notice how dark this is all in here, and then how that's light. So obviously this is the deeper area, this is the shallower area. But as I zoom into here, you're going to notice that this is just a giant flat. It's like 15 foot pretty much everywhere you go. And as you look in this flat, this looks really interesting here. I don't know if these were old ponds that they had or fields of irrigation. Maybe that's why these creek beds are here, but it says there's a lot of creek beds right in here, which is very interesting, especially the pattern that they're put in. But you definitely want to go and take a look at that. There's also a little bitty hole or something going on right there in that area. Now, if you look over here to the right, we'll zoom over here. This looks like a money spot for an offshore spot because you've got that 15 foot that's all around, right? And then you've got this 10 foot hump that's right here that you're able to fish around. And oh, by the way, on the other side of this hump's a big drop with a road bed. So gonna be a good place to look at for sure. Moving on up, we're looking at the river bend here. You've got three really key spots in here. And really it's this whole, I wouldn't even say it's three. I'm just gonna say it's this whole thing. So basically where this river bend starts and makes the swing against this flat, that's going to be a really primary area to go look at. You're going to find brush piles in there. You're going to find washed up stuff. All kinds of good stuff going to be right there in that area where we have those marks at. Now, I don't want to jump over and miss this, but even though we didn't put a mark over here, but you may want to come over here and take a look at this too. You've got a decent little point that's right in here. You've also got a nice little pinch point that's all the way back in here that you can look at. And if you look here off the edge of this point, I don't know if there's much here, but it says there's a rock break wall, and I don't know what that actually means. If this is the rock break wall, maybe, I'm not sure, but I would go out here and check because notice how shallow it is, and then it just immediately gets really, really deep. So go look in here and just see what's going on in here. And those of you locals probably know there's something there, because it just appears something might be there. I don't know what it is, though. I can't tell by Navionics. Okay, we're going to keep moving on up. And obviously, I can't mark every single offshore hotspot on Lake Eufaula. We'd have a billion different spots. So you can see here I'm marking some of the primary ones, the ones that I really feel like are going to help you guys be able to go out and locate fish. So as we look in here, we've got a really good creek bed coming through here. That's what all this highlighted color is. That's the seabed area. And then notice the different colors again, right? Lighter blue is deeper and darker blue is shallower. So you've got these humps. There's a 5-foot hump, another 5-foot hump, 5-foot hump here that drops right into the river channel or the creek channel. So pretty much you're fishing kind of ledges here and humps and things like that, but really good areas to go look and find some fish. As we move back in here too, you notice that this point right here, right off the edge of it, is an old pond dam. So that's going to be a good spot to look at. And as I zoom out of here and get over here, this is another one of those little, just shallow little flats, but it's got, notice how it's got this little deeper area right in here, like a little pinch point, and then you got 2 little humps in here. Gonna be good spots to go look at for sure. And then let's go ahead and move up in here and move up in this arm. As we get up the arm, obviously around this bridge is gonna be good. Those are always key spots, but also look on the other side of this point. This point looks really good. It looks like it has some pretty good drop, and it's very close to that main river channel as well. So that's going to make it a higher percentage area as well. Now we're going to keep moving up. Obviously there's going to be some pretty good ledge stuff and things like that off of these river channels. If we come back in here and we look at like in this little pocket, as we get back here, we've got a submerged culvert. And then you've also got a nice roadbed that's right here. And then see this little pocket that's right here too? That could be a nice little pocket. The bluegill are gonna go spawn in, stuff like that. But set up kind of in that pocket and cast more towards this way, towards this roadbed, and I think you're gonna have some success there. All right, so let's move over here. Let's go on up this river channel. It just looks so juicy. And then coming over here, it's gonna be the same type thing, right? We've got this big long point that comes out, 6 foot on top, and literally go just a little bit further and you're in the Deep Fork riverbed and you're 50 foot down. So really good drops going on here, really good feeding tables up here. Could be shell beds up here, all kinds of good stuff. Plus remember, anytime that stuff kind of crashes against each other, that's usually where you find your brush piles and things like that, that the river has washed up against that shallower land. So definitely a good spot to go look at. As we move over in here too, notice these little humps that come out. This one looks really good. It's at 16 foot. It's got creek channels really close by, or creek beds. You got another really good point that's out here too you could come look at. And then as we come over here on the back side of that island is going to be a good spot to look at too. So we mark that. The back side is going to be good because it's really close to that creek bed and it has some pretty good breaks there. So let's zoom back out here. Obviously another good place, you know, I can't mark everything, but another good place you're going to want to scan around is anytime you see these river channels come and slam against the bank line. This is probably somewhat of a bluff wall. It's definitely going to be a lot deeper, a lot steeper, but these are going to be really good areas, especially right there on those turns to go take a look at. So right in here is going to be the area I would focus on the most. Not to say that there's not going to be fish down in here. There could be all these little points too. I mean, that could be anywhere, but I spend most of my time just looking at more where it starts and where it ends. All right, let's keep moving up. It gets pretty big up in here. It's like a whole nother lake up here. As we get up here, we're going to mark this for you as well. Notice all these little humps out here. 7 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot, dropping off. Just really good looking spots. You got the same type thing right here, 6 to 7 foot. And then as we move down here, this looks really awesome because it pretty much tells you that there's a rock pile here. I don't know why my marker went there, but it really should have been more up here. But you've got a rock bar that's up here that you could check out that looks really, really good. And there's the fact that it's right here by the river channel as well. That's going to be good. It's nice little flat right here by the river channel too, so that could be good spots. You got a good little point back there as well. As we move up here, get a little bit further out. Again, another one of those little humps. And then we come over here. This all looks good right in here, I think. I think that all looks good, but I don't know what this is, but we went ahead and marked it. And if you look at it, this is an old pond. Someone marked it as a hump. I don't know if it's really a hump or not, but it definitely is something to go take a look at. All right, so let's keep moving on up here and see what else we've got. We've got another offshore spot right there, but I really like this one more than that little wreck or whatever that is over here. Again, see this big turn? Big old turn. Nice little flat top here. This looks like it's, what, 9 foot? Something like that. Maybe not even 9 foot, more like 6 foot. So 6 foot and then a drop. So right there is going to be your money spot. Obviously, you want to check out these humps that are over here too. There's some wreckage or something like that over there you want to check out. But right there just sets up perfectly for you to go and look at something. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a marker there because I don't know how I missed that one, but definitely going to be a spot that I'm going to go look at for sure. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see where we're at now that I've lost myself completely by putting that mark there, which was right on that bend. Let's go ahead and stay on this east side, and then we'll work our way back to the west side. As we move our way up here, again, here's that where it looked like there was some kind of wreckage or something. There's something going on here you want to take a look at. You got a nice, good little hump that's out here, a nice little bend going on right there on that point. That point sets up pretty good going back into basically a spawning cove. Going back here, you've got some nice flats back there too to check out. And then as we come up here, you've got this pinch point on this island that's right here, but you also have this nice break that's going on down here. I don't know what this is, if it's an old pond or whatever it is, but as you're fishing kind of these two spots, you also want to come up here and look at this roadbed and do a lot of scanning around the roadbeds and see what you can find. If you notice that roadbed, it comes out right off the edge of this point where we have the marker out, but it comes right off the top of that point too. So if they're not out here in the deeper stuff in this little cut in, scoot up here to the top of the flat and see if you can find them up here relating to that roadbed. Okay, let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. Got another good point here. This looks like a really good point. Just notice how it's flatter here and then it has that nice big cut in. Probably because the creek bed probably swings closer than this shows, and it's causing some erosion there and causing that really good drop. So this is going to be a primo area to go look at. Move in here, kind of the same type thing. That point's close to that creek bed. And then moving back here, we've got some of the same types of things. Inside of that point there would be good. The inside of the here would be good. And even that flat back in there could be interesting too. Same type thing here. You're coming off the edge of the flat and that's where your break is. And then same type thing up at the top. So let's go ahead and move back out of there. That was the first little cut. I'm going to back this out completely. Show you guys where I am, where I can't talk, where I am. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scoot over. We're going to go up this side, see what else we can find. So we're going to keep going. As we get up here, there were a couple spots up here I could have marked for you guys, but again, I had to kind of watch how many spots that I marked for you. But I would look right in this area. Right here we have this little 20 foot. Now this is get a little bit deeper. So it's probably going to be more summer time-ish or winter time, but right in here where this little hump here almost makes like a point. And it's not much of a hump. It's 20 foot and the rest of it's 24 foot, 25 foot. I don't know what this white is. Got to be like 30 something foot. So it does come up a little bit, but it touches right on the edge of that river channel swing or that creek channel swing right in there. I really like that. And then too, you can look off the edge of these points too, but this is probably not as high percentage as this would be. So let's keep moving back up here, see what else we can find. We've got the river channel swing again coming here. This is a great spot, right? Because this is right where it's really, really steep. And then it starts to basically, man, I can't think of the word right now, but basically it kind of cascades out. So this is a great point to look at. Anywhere basically from that mark, you'd want to fish around that point and fish on this side of the point too. That whole spot is going to be a good spot to go look. We're going to move on up in here into this first little cove. I don't know what this is called. Northwest Cove 3, okay. First hot spot is going to be right in here. You got it right off the edge of that rounded point, and more than likely you've got something there, something that someone had marked for you, kind of like over here. You got some rocks that are right in here too. So definitely want to look there. You've got a lot of rocks in this area, so you want to go check those out. We probably marked them on Google Earth, which is why I think that one mark was there too. We probably marked them on Google Earth, but if not, make sure that you remember this to go look at that right there. And then remember, you've also got a big turn that's going on right in here, so looking on the outside edges. That's pretty deep though right in here, but definitely the edge of that point where that rock is, That could be some good stuff right there too. Okay, let's keep moving up. See what else we can find in here. Next pocket, basically just got a couple different spots where we got some rocks. So I've got those marked for you. And this isolated dock, if it's still there, that's gonna be a really good dock to fish around because there's nothing in the area. And it's right in the middle again of a river channel swing or a creek channel swing. Right there, right off the edge of it. So great looking dock. Let's keep moving up here. Let's see what else we got. I was gonna see how far up here I could get. I don't think I can get that far up. So I'm probably going to go up to that bridge, and then we'll stop at that bridge, and then we'll come back on the next video and keep moving along. But now I'm getting all confused on where I was. I got to figure out where we were again. So we talked about that dock. We're now looking right here. If you look at the edge of this, it's almost like a huge flat that comes out here. But look at this creek bed that comes down here and the way that it swings. So right there is going to be good. Another good little break right inside of that pocket too. Zoom in there and take a look at that. It's got some rocks that are right in there. So you can see it right there. And then I'm going to move up here, go inside of this pocket. Just another good little turn here, good little rounded point. Same type thing here. You got some really good docks you're going to go fish. All three of those docks are going to be good docks to look at. And then coming out here again, we got a nice good hump, 20 foot. And then moving up. If you look right here, the reason why we keep pointing these out is because look how much steeper this is and everything else around it. And it's also coming off the edge of basically a point. So right, it's right on the edge of those points. I talk about that a lot, like fishing right on those edges where it gets really steep and then to shallow, like right in here, or basically right anywhere right in that area is going to be a good spot. And then also looking at the creek bed out here, right off the edge of the point on this side is going to be good too. We talked about those docks that were in there. Let's keep moving up. Now, we've got some more docks out here. These all look pretty good, but this one looks the best because it looks like it's the deepest, but I would not ignore any of those. Just the fact that they're isolated docks makes them definitely a higher percentage docks. Let's stay on this this east side. I'm going to call out some of this stuff in the middle, and then we'll stop at the bridge, and when I come back, we'll continue on from that bridge up. Eufaula is massive, so this will take us a while. But we got a nice hump that's out here as well. And then as you come up, you've also got some of those bends going on again right here, right? So now you got this major river channel bend swinging down through here. And each one of these spots are unique spots. Like this is going to be the edge of the point where you got a little bit of a hump there, plus you've got a little bit of a swing going on. Obviously, these are all kind of swing areas. 7-foot hump, be careful, high point. Basically, that means rock. You've got rock there close to that creek channel. You've got a road bed that's out here. You've got another hump that's out here really close to that river channel swing. So you've got a lot of good stuff. Same type thing here. Coming off, you've got a really nice point that drops right into that main river channel. Moving up, just want to cover these couple spots here. One, you've got the river channel over here, and then these two spots in here. Basically, you've got two little humps here. You got one right here and one right here. And both of them being that close to the river channel just make them primo type areas. So let's go ahead and stop right there. I'm going to highlight that one to something else so I know when I get back. And when we come back the next time, we're going to continue our way up north, and then we'll work our way back down west, and we'll see how much of Lake Eufaula we can conquer in that video. So until next time, guys, please make sure to go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We've got all these waypoints plus the Google Earth waypoints out there for you to take a look at. And don't forget, like I always say, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy, guys.